For a team approach to managing your finances with over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs! Hello, basketball fans. Welcome into Menomonie High School. A Big Rivers Conference home opener for the Mustangs here tonight as they take on Hudson Raiders here this evening. Mustangs 2-0 on the young season, 1-0 in conference play. The Raiders 2-1 on the young season and 1-0 in conference play. Coming up on our pregame show, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto, we will go over the starting lineups. We'll talk with head coach Greg Van Grunsman for the Menomonie Mustangs, and we will get set for 7:15 here this evening. Both squads coming off a win here just moments ago, or I should say just earlier this week. Hudson a win over Eau Claire North, 82-69, and Menomonie a nice road win, 71-67. Over River Falls. Alongside Joe Zadowski, Eric Zadowski will be joining us as well here tonight. I'm Chad Zetter. We'll be bringing you the broadcast here this evening. And for now, we'll send her to commercial break, sponsor TMS Tire and Auto, and we'll be back with head coach Greg Van Grunsman right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV. TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs! Back on Mustangs TV, head coach Greg Van Grunsven here joining us in the TMS Tire and Auto pregame show. Greg, before we look at tonight's game, let's recap your win earlier this week against River Falls, a tough opponent on the road, your first conference game. Take us through that as your first conference game here back in the BRC.
Yeah, happy for the boys that we were able to be successful and win the game. Showed spurts of playing good basketball. Still early in the year that it was still kind of helter-skelter at times. But that's what high school basketball is about, particularly early December. But, again, happy for the boys that they could have some success and well-deserved for them.
What are some of the better things you saw as a team, not individually, as a team here in your second game from that River Falls win that you hopefully maybe can bring in here to tonight?
Well, they really competed, and playing hard is kind of a catchphrase that coaches and parents and fans use and stuff. But, what does that mean? What does that look like? I thought we really were very gritty. We got in the stance. We played really physical. We didn't back down mentally or physically from things that went our way and things maybe didn't go our way that were out of our control. We didn't melt and go away. So that was really cool to see that we put through that first test. But we got a long ways to go to be considered a good basketball team in my mind. But that's where everyone is at. We just wake up every day, go to school, and come to practice. And little by little, hopefully we can piece together a good season here.
Yeah, the opponent you host here tonight, Hudson, probably one of the top teams in the BRC. Have you had a chance to study them on film? Kind of give us what we should expect to see from this Hudson Raider team.
I've been away from the league for a few years, but when you think of Hudson, my frame of mind, it's a team that's just going to spread you out and kind of play off the dribble a little bit and be pretty quick and be pretty athletic, and it's exactly what I saw. It's kind of like I've been in a time warp here for the last 7, 8, 9 years, and coming back and they're the exact same team. Whether it's 1994 or it's 2024, it's exactly what they're doing. They got 5 guys that they can put on the floor that all are offensive minded. They're big enough that they can defend the block if they need to. So kids that probably know where the gym is in town and are basketball type kids.
This Hudson, they play pretty fast up and down. Should we expect that from them?
Yeah, they're going to probably extend the pressure on us in the full court. And Coach Brent Larson has been around the game for quite a while. His dad was kind of the guru in Northwest Wisconsin, Forrest Larson, for many, many years, and the run, jump, press, and that was kind of the hub of high school basketball, probably even when you were playing, to go up to Lady Smith, Wisconsin, where Brent was from. So he's carried that mantra on. The way his teams play, and so we've had an opportunity to prepare against it. Hopefully we can go out there and execute tonight.
Appreciate your time here in the pregame show, and we'll see you later.
Thanks.
Continue the Mustangs TV.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Back with you here at on the court here at Menomonie High School. Mustangs hosting the Hudson Raiders here this evening. Boys basketball BRC action, and in our TMS Tire and Auto pregame show, Joe will bring you into the pregame here to talk about last matchup here before we get to the starting lineups against River Falls. I know you were down at that game. Mustangs, a nice win, a close win, 71-67. Kind of take us through what worked for the Mustangs down in River Falls to get their first conference victory here this season.
Well, Isaac Ellison had a really big game the first game of the season, even though the team started a little slow. Brody Thornton really had a nice offensive night at River Falls. He was real hot from deep. He had some three-pointers that were well beyond the high school three-point line. But it wasn't just Brody. Jake Rue hit a few threes early. He also hit a big three late. Trevor Robert had probably his best game as a varsity player, the sophomore. But then you get consistent play. Isaac Ellison and Brady Johnson did a heck of a job on the guard for River Falls, and he continues to play great defense. It really was a team effort, and these juniors continued to contribute. Jake Rue, I mentioned. Isaac Nelson had a real nice first half against La Crosse Logan, and Isaac Nielsen's given solid minutes too. So it's a real team effort, and the team defense being coached by Coach Van Grunsven makes a huge difference in terms of how they're moving their feet, how they're pressuring the ball. It's a different approach, and right now the kids are really buying into it. So it's been a fun group to watch so far.
Well, we'll get to our starting lineups here as we go through our sponsors here. Again, TMS Tire and Auto, our pregame, halftime, and postgame sponsor. Mike Sell Insurance, our replay sponsor. Bill's Distributing, our free throw sponsor. Log Jam Bar and Eatery is our three-point sponsor. And then our commercial sponsors, 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, Dairy State Bank, and Red Cedar Automotive. Big thanks to all of them. And we got the starters up on the screen, Joe. Should we run through those here real quick? First, we'll start with the Raiders, the visitors here. They'll go this way. A 6-foot senior, number 1, Sam Swavely. A 5'11 senior, number 3, Aiden Jamison. 6'3 senior, number 11, Tyler Lazard. A 6-foot senior, number 15, Oscar Grodhaus. And I got the last one here somewhere. I forgot to mark it down. There it is. A 6'2 junior, number 23, Jace Matazinski. Again, the Hudson Raiders 2-1 on the season, 1-0 in BRC play. They're coached by Brent Larson in his 4th season. For the Menomonie Mustangs, they will go this way. A 6'3 senior, number 1, Brody Thornton. 6-foot senior, number 2, Brady Johnson. 5'10 junior, number 4, Jake Rue. 6'4 senior, number 11, Isaac Ellison. And a 6'7 sophomore, number 20, Trevor Roberts. Mustangs 2-0 overall on this young season, 1-0 in BRC play. Mustangs coached by Greg Van Grunsven in his 24th year on the bench here as a head coach. Officials as assigned by the Big Rivers Conference, Ryan Byer, Daryl Priest, and Mark Parker. And Joey, we looked through that starting lineup here for Hudson. We heard with head coach Greg Van Grunsven here in the pregame. This is a team, they will run. They'll be up and down. They'll run and jump on the press. So guard play, protecting the basketball, not turning the ball over. I'm sure one of the keys to the game, not just up here, but probably for head coach Greg Van Grunsven as well.
Well, kind of a fun story. I know we're starting to run out of time, but Brent Larson, their head coach, he's the son of Forrest Larson, who is really well known across the state of Wisconsin, especially northern Wisconsin. The head coach at Ladysmith, took Ladysmith to state, then went down to Lake Geneva Badger. And really the fun fact is Brent's just a couple of years younger than I am, and for years we'd go down with my dad, my brothers and I, and then Brent would be down with his dad down to the Iowa basketball camp where Tom Davis was the head coach. Tom Davis had a coaching stint in Portage, Wisconsin before he went on to Boston College in Iowa. Anyway, Forrest Larson really was really running the camp. I mean, the head coach doesn't run a college basketball camp, and Forrest really did most of the work, and Brent did a lot of the demonstrations, got to compete together and against each other a lot in that camp. So it was fun to catch up with him a little bit, sharing some of those old camp memories. But he's a heck of a good coach. You're going to see great defense, like you said, Chad, a lot of pressure on the ball, and the Mustangs are going to have to play well tonight to have a chance against Hudson.
Well, Greg Van Grunsven said in the pregame show, if you know basketball in northern Wisconsin, you've heard the name Brent Larson, and up in Hayward, or in Ladysmith, excuse me. That's familiar to a lot of people that are involved in basketball. So we will send her down to the PA for the rest of the announcements and the national anthem. We'll be back with opening tip right after this.
Or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Now to honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and place your hand and join in the singing of the national anthem. totally light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, national anthem complete here on the floor, and we'll have starting lineups here coming up on the floor as well. We'll run down those one more time here in our TMS Tire and Auto pregame show for the Raiders. They'll go Swavely, Jamison, Lazard, Broadhouse, and Matazinski for the Mustangs. It'll be Thornton, Johnson, Rue, Ellison, and Roberts. And some other games here around the area, I should say around the BRC here tonight. River Falls is at Chippewa Falls. We have New Richmond at Eau Claire Memorial, and then Rice Lake at Eau Claire North. We'll do our best here to keep those games on our radar here for tonight. And that's a nice atmosphere here. It goes dark on the screen, but you'll see it here in a little bit with the starting lineups here on the floor. Kind of a new wrinkle this year, Joe. Joe, I like it, especially when the lights are on above us and we can still see a little bit. This is nice.
Well, you should have seen River Falls pregame. This must be the trend, I'll tell you. Each school is doing something pretty special for these starting lineups. It's like Game 7 of the finals or something. But hey, as long as the kids enjoy it, right? I think the fans do too.
Yeah, I would agree for sure. Yeah, nice night here for basketball, and teams are ready to go. The Mustangs in their home whites. Hudson Raiders in the road blues. Raiders will go right to left on your video screen, TV, iPad, iPhone, whatever one you're watching here. Mustangs go left to right.
Back in the day, Chad, it would take 5 minutes for the lights to come back on.
And not anymore with LED, that's for sure. Right back to where it was.
Oh, that's great.
And again, officials here tonight, Ryan Byer, Darryl Priest, Mark Parker, they're going to get us underway, and we are scheduled right at 7:15, ready to go.
Got a nice student section again tonight. Decked out in purple for the FLB fundraiser, prematurity awareness. So everyone wearing purple over there.
And Hudson will control it.
We're going to have some hockey players up here for our halftime interview. They had a big win last night at Rice Lake.
And turnover to start. And we'll have our first, or I should say, I'll have my first hockey game next Tuesday, Joe. You already have one under your belt this season. And
yeah, it's great.
My chance to take that baton from you next week here. And
dress warm, Chad.
like I'm going ice fishing, that's right. Underneath, nice find under to Roberts. He get knocked away, get regathers to Ellison. Boy, nice job there to get to the rim strong, but Ellison couldn't finish. And there it is, Hudson quickly up ahead. Overlaying it is Jamison, and we'll see that, according to head coach Greg Van Grunsner for the Mustangs. Hudson will push it. They'll be fast up and down, so after a miss, expect them to run immediately.
We're just a couple possessions in, but so far it seems like the officials are going to let the boys play a little bit in terms of body contact. Mustangs probably could have been whistled for a foul the first time on defense. Hudson definitely could have had a foul the first time they were on defense as well.
Both teams come out man-to-man defensively. Lazard trying to get past Ellison. Good recover there and a little help from Thornton. Lazard's going to get open in the left side. He'll drain it. First points of the game here. Three-pointer by Lazard.
Hudson transitioning quickly to that full court pressure. Looks like it's straight man-to-man. Wonder if they'll try to trap out of it at all.
Seen Thornton play a lot of point here this season, more than last year, but still got a lot of basketball left to play. Johnson looking for a give and go. He had Trevor underneath, didn't get it to him. Robert now for the free throw line. One dribble, nowhere to go. Underneath Ellison, block. Trying to take down the defender. Nice drop step, and he'll get it in.
Chad, you mentioned Brody Thornton. Brody had that big game on Tuesday, and you can see so far Hudson has Lassard matched up on him. On the defensive end, Ellison is guarding Lassard. Mustangs are going to need a big night from Isaac Ellison. I think they're going to do everything they can to take away Brody Thornton tonight.
Long three off the side of the rim, and Jamison is out of bounds. He will go to Menomonie. Very good crowd on hand here, Joe. This is, we've only had a couple basketball games, I think is our biggest number as far as fans attended here.
It is a nice crowd, Chad. You're right.
Thornton, good job of bringing it up. Gets it to Rue, now underneath to Ellison. Double teamed immediately. He'll work out of it into the lane. Nice spin. He'll get to the basket and drop it in.
And that's what the Mustangs need. They need Isaac to be able to score some points because, again, if Hudson's going to essentially deny Brody Thornton the ball when he gives it up, it's going to be 4-on-4, and Isaac's going to have a lot of room to work in the paint.
Quick three here near side off the mark. Matazinski. Mustangs doing a good job on the boards as well. I don't think Hudson's had one chance on a, or I should say 1 second chance on offense. Nice feed underneath to Robert, and he'll finish. Boy, the interior game, all points layups right now for the Mustangs, Joe.
And that time Lassard was matched up on Ellison, so Matazinski moved from Ellison to Robert, but Matazinski's only listed at 6'2", so good recognition by the Mustangs offense to get the ball to Trevor Robert for the easy basket.
Long three, Lazard, no good. That's their first offensive rebound, and they'll get the putback. That'll be Matazinski with the bucket.
Looks like, yeah, foul called as well, so it's going to be a and-one opportunity.
As I said, didn't you hear that whistle?
No, it was kind of, I think the whistle came flying out of his mouth when the official blew it. It's early in the season for not just the players and coaches, also the officials.
Yeah, they're going to get Robert with that foul. First foul either side. And we'll see our first sub here momentarily. Ready to check in is Dumont, and he will. So Matazinski drops it in. It's a tied ball game, 6 apiece.
Yeah, Matazinski's coming out, and I think what Hudson's coach is doing is Jack Dumont's only a sophomore, but he's 6'4", and with the Mustangs taking advantage inside early with Isaac Ellison and Trevor Robert, Coach Brett Larson is trying to get a better matchup for his squad.
Ellison left underneath, and then he'll swing it open three. Brady Johnson just off the front end of the rim.
Good look, though. You don't mind those shots at all.
Quick pop up top, Swively, and he'll hit it. Lead back to Hudson, 9-6.
That was a deep three for senior Sam Swavely.
Almost a turnover. Mustangs have handled this press pretty well thus far. Double team kicks it out, Johnson.
And it's so nice when you have a big kid like Isaac Ellison who can handle the ball that way.
We'll have our timeout on the floor. First one from head coach Greg Van Grunsman. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Mustangs TV.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
Menomonie will have the basketball here coming out of their own timeout. He'll inbound far side. To trigger it in will be Ellison. He'll get it to Thornton in the backcourt. Set up the offense will Brody Thornton all the way to the bucket. Tough shot. Good help side defense by Lazard, but Ellison will grab that miss underneath Robert. He's triple teamed. Ball out of bounds. They're going to say off his knee. It'll go to Hudson. First turnover, Menomonie. It's been clean played basketball thus far, Joe. We have one turnover on each side.
Yeah, we're only a couple games in, but again, that's something the sophomore Trevor Roberts going to have to improve upon through the year, is not putting the ball on the court when he doesn't have to.
Swavely with the bucket.
Especially in conference play, they're not going to let the big guys dribble much. There's going to be too much contact down there. These teams are too physical and too good.
Underneath, Robert block. And his shot is blocked there by Dumond, and that defensive matchup worked there, Joe, for Brett Larson. That's going to be a turnover. Hudson on the other end.
Yeah, with Dumond in there, they're able to keep Lassard on Ellison. Dumond is now on Roberts, so really it's Brody Thornton who now has the best matchup. Brody's being guarded by number 10, Ben Buechler. He's a 5'11 junior, and Brody, he's 6'3", he's at least 6'3", senior, and he probably has about 20 pounds on the guy guarding him. Now they switched it up again.
We see in for the first time Tyler Nelson into the ball game here for Menomonie. Rue will trigger a three in the corner off the mark. Hudson's going to push it off the miss.
Hudson could score fast. Menomonie was just leading 6-5, weren't they?
They were. Yep. They can put up points very quickly, and they're not afraid to trigger threes early on in a possession either. We've seen that a couple times. Thinking about the three there was Buechler. Instead, he goes in the lane and airballs it. Had a good look. Ball is going to be knocked out of the hands of Thornton, but will stay to Menomonie. Isaac Nielsen will check in here for Menomonie. Jamison back in for Hudson. I think Healy now, Alex Healy, also into the game for the first time for Hudson here tonight. So playing point here.
A little bit of a double team.
Nelson, yeah, that jump double team we talked about in the pregame show with head coach Greg Van Grunsven. Nielsen, free throw line, he'll kick it out. Reset with Nelson up top. Looking for a cutter, there it is. Jumper, baseline. Nelson gets it to rattle out. Boy, that was halfway down, just didn't want to go. Rebound here, Hudson the other way. Running one-hander in the lane. Heel miss there by Healy. Mustangs doing a great job on the defensive boards. Thornton, jumper, lane, yes.
Excellent body control there by Brody Thornton. Sometimes when you're going into the lane that quick, it's hard to elevate and keep your body under control, but Brody, just so much agility. Very well done.
Entry underneath there. Dumond got some size advantage, and we're going to have a foul here as Nelson giving up about 5 inches. Had to do something, and that was going to be an easy bucket for Dumond there. It's not an advantage matchup there for Menomonie.
Take a look at that Mike's Insurance replay of the last bucket by Brody Thornton. Again, he got to the lane and just really got his body under control and nothing but the bottom of the net.
So Ellison is going to get a rest. Robert back in. Hudson working it around the perimeter here. Driving down the lane, might have traveled, got away with it there. Was Jamison jumper
there,
no good, and they're going to say no foul and just give it to Menomonie. But yeah, you could have whistled one there if you wanted.
Kind of like that though, and you see that a lot at the college and NBA level. Sometimes instead of calling a foul and slowing the game down, they just give the ball to the other team. It's kind of what happened there, I think.
Back into the game here is Lazard for Hudson. Nelson going to have to battle that jump double team, picks up his dribble. He's going to bounce it across to Thornton. 7 minutes in, neither team really in any type of foul trouble. Hudson hasn't even committed one yet. Menomonie just 2, and there's a turnover in Menomonie. Quickly up ahead and a dunk on the other end there by Matazinski. He's got 5 and a 5-point lead as well for Hudson.
That was pretty impressive. Matazinski only listed at 6'2", and he got up there and cupped that ball and sent it home.
Now we're going to have a timeout. Head coach Greg Van Grunsven. We'll do the same here on the floor. Be back on Mustangs TV.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband. so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
A high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Chad Zutter, Eric Zadowski, Joe Zadowski back with you here on the broadcast. Mustangs taking on the Hudson Raiders, and an entry pass going to be a turnover right off that inbound, is trying to get to Robert underneath, was Ellison on the inbound.
Nice idea, but there was two guys down there. Pretty small window, and Mustangs now in a zone look.
Yeah, first look here defensively for the Mustangs on the defensive end.
Saw a couple possessions of this in River Falls Tuesday. It's kind of an inverted zone. You got Robert and Ellison up top. Then you got Nielsen and Nelson down below.
Boy, a long three up top, Jamison. He was from 24 feet there, and that'll get you out of a zone real quick. They start dropping shots like that in here. Biggest lead of the game now, Hudson up 8. See man-to-man defense for Hudson on their side the entirety of this ball game. Nielsen over to Johnson, gets it underneath Ellison. Nice drop step to get to the bucket. Reverse lay-in is good.
Beautiful.
Ellison with 6 for Menomonie. Open 3, far side. Short there from Matazinski. Offensive board. Another chance for Hudson, and shot blocked there as Jamison trying to get to the bucket.
That's the other problem with the zone, is that offensive rebounds, especially on those three-point shots, more likely to see them. Guys really have to work hard and find someone to box out when they're not guarding an offensive player man-to-man.
Rue and Thornton back in here for the Mustangs. Grotehouse and Swavely in for Hudson.
Mustangs are hanging in there. Just those, kind of, was it 2 or 3 possessions in a row with a turnover? And then Hudson converting on the offensive side.
Yeah, those turnovers have led to points.
That's been the difference.
Yep. Lazard, the handoff, thought about a 3 guard by Ellison. Now an open 3 near side, up and down for Jamison's. He's hit 2 threes in 2 possessions here for Hudson, and we'll see how long head coach Greg Van Grunsven stays in that zone look.
I don't think it'll be much longer, Chad.
I don't think, we talked about it. If you start hitting threes, coaches don't stay in zones too long.
No, I kind of saw a similar result at River Falls, and the idea of that inverted zone is you have your length out top, and that really, you would think, would shut down the three-point line, but the problem is those bigger guys, they're not as quick, so Hudson's moving the ball, and Mustangs are shifting, but that slower shift of those tall guys is what's allowing the three-point shooters to get the shots off.
Yeah, here's Rue trying to guard Lazard. That's a mismatch, unfortunately. He's giving up a lot of height. And
that's the other
taking
problem.
Advantage of those Lazard right there.
Yeah, I think that inverted zone's going to have to go.
That's quite a run there. It was 16-10 moments ago. Now it's 21-10. A little bit of a run for Hudson. And their largest lead of the game, make it 11. A lot of body out top. Is a physical game. There's a foul. That's going to be the first foul on Hudson. They're going to get Jamison with that one.
Hudson's number 3, Jamison is first.
And to trigger it in here, Thornton right in front of the Hudson bench. Looking to run a play off this inbound. Thornton's going to pop far side, catch and shoot 3. Yes! The log jam 3, first of the game here for the Mustangs, hit by Thornton.
Brody caught that in rhythm, and I was wondering whether or not he's going to be able to get it off. He had a hand in his face, but nothing but bottom of the net. Continuing his hot shooting. just like he did on Tuesday.
That super quick release there on Thornton. And nice job by Ellison almost to get that basketball, but it's going to stay to Hudson. That's always a fun matchup. Lazard and Ellison, I mean, they're same age. They've been battling on this basketball court for a couple of years. Football field as well. We see them got a lot of familiarity with each other.
We just took a look at that Mike Sill Insurance replay of that inbounds play. Swinging around to Brody Thornton for the three-pointer. Another replay we had was that nice underneath the basket move by Isaac Ellison. That last 5 points for the Mustangs, Ellison and Thornton.
Triggered in here. Hudson. Underneath. Have to kick it out there is Grotehouse. Open three. Lazard comes up short. Robert can't handle it, and it'll stay to Hudson.
Good effort there by Trevor. He went up a little bit early, tried to go back up again, but unfortunately the ball off his fingertips.
We got a Mustang alumni tuning in here. Andrew Bush. See him on the chat here for our live stream. Thanks for coming into the broadcast here.
Andrew was fun to watch. He always knew where to be. Sure played hard.
Jake Grew, nice spin in the lane there and shot off the mark. Hudson going to push it off that missed spin move. Wow, that's got to be something. Nothing. They let it play, and luckily no call there from Menomonie.
Yeah, it's actually probably a pretty good call because the offensive player was out of control, but the defensive player hadn't really established position. It was kind of a, what do you call?
They let it play out, and no real argument from either side. And there's ball to Hudson off the miss, and we'll have Nelson check in here. Rue will head to the bench. 8-point lead Hudson, 6:42 remains here in this first half. I don't think we're going to have too many free throws here, at least bonus free throws in this first half. We have very few fouls, 1 on Hudson, 2 on Menomonie. Catch and shoot 3. Jamison looking for his third off the mark.
And it's not like the game hasn't been physical.
Yeah, like you said, right from the tip, Joe, this has been a physical game. Officials had let them play, ball in and out there. A putback Robert is good. But it's been consistent, so these the players they're getting used to this feel, and if you're going to play that way, the players kind of adapt, and the game just becomes a little bit more physical at that point.
Yeah, I think the officials try to judge whether or not the contact impacted the result of the play. If not, they just let it go.
Free throw line, nice handoff to Lazard. He overlays it, rebound Robert, and then he's going to be reached in on. Good job to stay strong with the basketball. And we'll have near hockey line change. 3 players in for Hudson. Healy, Buechler, Grotehouse, make that Dumond into the game here for Hudson. Haven't seen Menomonie go real deep. The only guys off the bench that have played for Menomonie so far have been Nielsen and Nelson. I don't think we've seen any other players off the bench here for Menomonie.
No, and AJ Sadowski still dealing with that sprained ankle.
I think Butler, but DJ Butler also still in street clothes on the sideline. So
both those guys have their boots off, but probably at least a week or 2 away.
Air ball by Nelson in that far corner. Hudson's again going to push it. Oh, nice job to get around Robert there on the jumper was Buechler, but he couldn't get it to go, and then Robert grabs the miss. Mustangs trailed 21-10 earlier. They've run a little 5-0 run here, trying to get back in the game before halftime. Very good pace to this one, Joe. This is got good rhythm here on the court. Obviously very few stoppages with fouls. Jumper, free throw line is down for Nelson, and the Mustangs a little 7-0 run for them.
Yeah, nice pull up there from Isaac Nelson. He really elevates well.
Lazard's going to go all the way to the bucket and draw the foul on Ellison.
Let's watch the Mike Sill Insurance replay of Tyler Nelson. Did I say Isaac? That's his brother. Tyler Nelson's basket. Nice shot there by Tyler. Thanks, Eric. I'll get it right.
2 free throws for Lazard. First one he'll miss. And we'll have Lazard, if he makes this, he will take a seat. Somebody waiting to check in for him. He does. Lazard hits 1 of 2.
So Jackson Olet is going to come in. Jack, a 6-foot senior, number 24.
And that full court press we've seen from Hudson, they're double teaming, and Robert going to be not able to handle that, and a turnover Mustangs. Near side, open 3, trying to convert off that turnover, rattles out, long rebound out to Healy. Mustangs in man-to-man now. There's going to be a foul on Nelson. Easy call, as getting by him quickly was Healy, and that name familiar if you're a Hudson fan. Ben Healy, I think, was his older brother, if I remember right, Joe. And he was a heck of a basketball player. And we see Alex as a sophomore getting some varsity minutes here.
Good close out there by Brady Johnson.
Going over Johnson was Swavely. He's got 7 now.
Yeah, Swavely, he's a good ball player too. He had used a nice shot fake and then went by Brady just enough to get to the basket.
Nelson on a little alley-oop look, can't make it. Rebound, gonna stay to Menomonie. Great job there. Good hustle by Nelson to stay with that one. Was able to get it off the defender.
Tyler Nelson, so athletic for Menomonie.
Nelson to trigger it in. Get to Robert on the baseline. Mustangs down by 7. They've trailed most of this first half, led a little bit early on.
Isaac Ellison has a real nice matchup right now. If he gets the ball in the low post, he's going to score.
There it is right there, and
get out of his way.
Robert now will get it top of the key into the lane. Loses the basketball. Nice up and under,
beautiful.
And Robert will finish.
Trevor Robert with some fancy footwork.
Swung around the perimeter here with it. Madazinski, we saw him slam one home earlier in this first half on a transition play. Mustangs playing some defense. Hudson just taking their time on offense. A little 3-man weave out top here on some guard play. No rush at all at the moment. Long possession, long 3 there. Healy, that misses.
Well done by Menomonie's defense.
Thornton underneath Ellison.
Reverse
slam, hoop and harm. First free throws here of this first half. Bill's distributing free throw. Finally, the Mustangs head to the free throw line. Took them almost 16 minutes.
Couple replays here from Mike Sell Insurance. First, we have the Trevor Robert up and under, and then we'll have the Isaac Ellison hoop and a harm, as you like to say, Chad.
3-point play the old-fashioned way here, Ellison. Too much. Long rebound out to Thornton, and then the entry pass knocked away. So a turnover, Menomonie, their 5th of this first half. Open 3 left unguarded, and he makes him paid as Madazinski. Now he has 8.
Chad, Hudson has 27 points. How many of those came off of turnovers, would you say?
A good amount. Right now, Mustangs only have 5 turnovers, but you're right. I think every one's led to a Hudson basket.
I think so. I'd say about half their points have come right after a Menomonie turnover.
Open 3, Thornton trying to match it other side. Off the mark. Rebound to Hudson. Lazard back into the game with the basketball. Guarded by Ellison. And if that's an Ellison foul, that's going to be a second.
Oh, man. Nickel dimer after everything that's not been called. Isaac did reach across, and that's going to be a foul in most games, but the way this game's been officiated, to call a foul like that on one of the best players on the court, that is amateur hour there. Not good.
We'll see how long head coach Greg Van Grunsven, he's keeping them on the floor for now. Look, Greg's not, he's mad about something. He wasn't really mad about the call. At least he didn't seem to be voicing that towards the official, but He was giving an earful to some of his players there on that last defensive possession.
Well, and it wasn't a smart reach. I mean, like I said, most games that's an automatic foul, including this game. But you would just think the way this thing's been officiated, kind of hard for the players to have that inconsistency.
A little give and go there, and Johnson can't finish. Going to transition the other way, and there's going to be an offensive foul. That's rolling the dice there with Isaac Ellison. If that's not called his way, that would have been his third.
Let's take a look at that one again. He was definitely set. That's still a high risk. Oh, man.
You're right. That's a good way to put it, Joe. That's a high-risk take right there.
A lot of risk. Pretty good reward.
Pretty good reward on that one.
In the first half, I don't know. Nice job, Isaac Ellison.
We talked about no free throws in this first half on the bonus, and they've piled up a little more these last couple minutes. 5 and 4 now fouls Menomonie and Hudson. Nelson, he gets open on the far side for a three, not enough. And Mustangs just 1 3-pointer in this first half, struggling to hit those long-range jumpers. Nice reverse lane after he almost lost it was Matazinski, and he's having a nice little ball game here. He has got 10 here in this first half.
Yeah, Matazinski can really jump. We saw him slam dunk in that one there. I thought he was going to get caught underneath the rim, but he just was able to hang in the air long enough to get to the other side and use that spin off the backboard.
Swavely now with 9 after that bucket. Another turnover leading to a Menomonie or a Hudson basket, and there's another turnover. You know, Menomonie did a really good job about the first 15 minutes of this first half to, kind of battle that press. They've really struggled here towards the end of this first half with some turnovers here against that press.
Boy, Menomonie worked so hard to get it tight, and then
back to a 10-point lead. Yeah, I think they were within 5. Was it 5 or 6, Joe? I can't remember.
I think it was under 5.
Was it under 5?
Might even been 3.
Open 3, far side. Wow, what an end to this first half. Matazinski drops that, and he's got 13. And boy, yeah, you're right. You're right. I think it was 26-21 at one point, and just a run here at the end of this first half by Hudson, and there's going to be a reach-in foul.
Isaac's going to have to keep his cool. You can tell he's getting really frustrated. A cheap second foul on him, and he didn't like the out-of-bounds call last possession, and good thing they whistled that foul there.
Mustangs most likely going to hold for 1 here. Ellison underneath, double teamed out to Thornton. Thought about a 3, now step back, fading to his left, tough shot, no good. 3-quarter court shot, way short here to end it for Hudson in this first half. But the Raiders with a 13-point lead here, heading into the locker room. We'll be back with our halftime show sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto.
For a team approach to managing your finances with over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs! Back with you here at halftime. 13-point lead, Hudson Raiders over the Menomonie Mustangs. Boys, Big Rivers Conference basketball action. And for our halftime guests, we got 3 hockey senior captains, Hayden Weir, Rex Strout, and Owen Welch. For that interview, we'll send it over to Joe.
Awesome, Chad. Thanks a lot. And guys, thanks a lot for coming up here and giving us a halftime interview. It's been a lot of fun to broadcast some hockey games. I know Hayden just told me during the break, he's like, yeah, you don't really know what you're talking about, do you? He went back and watched the live stream. No, I don't, but it sure is fun. I'll say that for sure. So, yeah, we have the 3 senior captains, and Rex Strout, we'll start with you. Rex, how long have you been playing hockey?
I've been playing hockey since I could even skate 3-4 years old. So it's been such a ride to be able to play out with the same group of guys growing up, and now we're in high school, and it's our last year, so we're having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, it's awesome. It looks like you guys have fun on the ice. Now, your older brother, Jack, he was the goalie last year, right? What's he doing now?
He is doing commercial aviation at the University of North Dakota, wanting to be a pilot, so he's playing hockey up there too, club team, having a good time. So
excellent. A little different not having him in the house?
Right, yeah.
So what's your role on the team, Rex?
Like you said, I'm one of the captains here. We're kind of holding the team together, the glue. We're the seniors, we're all forwards, so we got a lot of young guys. We're kind of teaching them the ways and how we do things. Keeping the boys together.
Excellent. So that was Rex Strout, one of the senior captains. Now we'll bring in Owen Welch. Owen, I know you've been playing hockey forever also. Like Rex said, you have a lot of new players this year. You had a lot of seniors that graduated. How has that changed the makeup of the team?
Well, from last year, we lost 70% of our scoring, which really brought down a hit, and we're not scoring as many goals as last year. But it's fun to play with guys that, if it wasn't for high school, I wouldn't play with them ever. So I've been playing with Hayden and Rex my entire life. We're the same age, so it's fun but also new playing with those new guys.
So what would you say, you lost 70% of the scoring from last year?
70%, yes.
So you're talking Cody Doms,
Colton Zakowski. Both of those guys had more than 35 points. I think Colton had 20 goals or something last year.
Wow.
So.
And then you lose your goalie on top of it, Jack Trout.
Who was one of the best in the conference. Yeah, it was.
But I'll tell you what, watching you guys against River Falls, that was the game that I did. You guys really played hard and not afraid to get physical. Definitely some good stick handling. What's your role on the team?
I'm also a forward just like them and also a captain, so we just try to hold everything together and try to focus on playing as a team. And honestly, that's the biggest thing right now, playing with a bunch of young guys and new guys. We're not going to score the pretty fancy goals that are going to be on SportsCenter every night. It's going to be in front of the net and banging and physical in the corners and stuff like that.
Nice. Now, I forgot to ask Rex this. What's your plan for next year after you graduate?
I am going to the Milwaukee School of Engineering. I'm going to be majoring in architectural engineering, and I'm also going to play baseball. So.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we enjoy watching the baseball diamond, too. Thanks a lot, Owen. So we've talked to Rex Trout. We've talked to Owen Welch. Now we'll talk to Hayden Weir a little bit. So, Hayden, I got to tell you, I was very confused last week when we did that game. And you were going for a goal, and I don't know what happened. It looked like the guy used his stick and tripped you up or something, and all of a sudden you're at mid-ice, center ice, by yourself.
Yep.
Say, what's going on here? Well, that's when I figured out it was a penalty shot. Have you ever done that before in high school?
I have not in high school. I have in my youth, and I scored, so I'm 2 for 2 on penalty shots.
So let's talk about that penalty shot. Were you nervous? I mean, you're the only guy in the ice. It's you against the goalie one-on-one.
I was kind of just thinking in my head, it's a one-on-one.
You'd love that in the real action, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got no defense, so, I mean, it's just you and the goalie.
So as you were skating up, kind of what happened? What were you thinking?
Well, I kind of had a game plan in my head. I was thinking, I've watched him in warm-ups. He likes to drop quick like he did against me. I was going to try to go in between the legs on him, maybe a little something fancy. And then he tried to flying poke check me. So I aborted that and just held it a little bit longer, and the whole top shelf was open, so did a little backhand.
For a little translation, you started with the puck right at the goalie. You flipped it to your what would you call it? Your backhand.
Yep.
Moving to the left. And, yeah, you could see. You just kind of held it there. It looked like you were ready to shoot. You just held it there until you got him extended, and then, boom, right over his shoulder. That was really fun. So, Hayden, obviously you have the most scoring on the team. From your perspective, what do you guys have to do to keep having success and to build upon this early success you've had?
I think if we can get the young guys in it and, keep holding them accountable and have them get more confidence with the puck, I think if we clean up our Z zone, I think it should be a good year.
Awesome. Okay, give the headset back to Welch. I want to ask him one more thing. So that was Hayden Weir. We talked to Rex Strout, Owen Welch, Hayden Weir, the three senior captains for the hockey team. Welch, what do you guys got coming up? You were just telling me, and I can't remember it all. You have a really busy week coming up. I know Chad's going to broadcast the game Tuesday.
So on Tuesday we play Eau Claire North at home, and we also play Somerset on Thursday at home, and we play West Salem at home on Saturday. So 3 big home games before Christmas break to really get us back in the win column.
Is that the only 3-game week you guys have all season?
No, we'll have a couple 3-game.
More.
Yeah,
okay.
But this is the first one of the year so far.
Okay, so let's go through that one more time. So Tuesday, that's December 17th?
I believe.
Yeah, December 17th is Tuesday. And who's that one against?
That's Eau Claire North.
Okay, and Chad's going to have that game on Mustangs TV. And then Thursday, who's that one against?
Somerset at home on the 19th.
And I'm going to have that game on Mustangs TV. And then when's the next one, Saturday?
The 21st against West Salem at home.
Okay, I don't think we're scheduled to have that one.
One's a 2 o'clock game.
Okay, we'll have to double check on that one.
Okay.
Maybe there's a way we could still get that done. But anyway, thank all 3 of you guys for coming on up. We really appreciate it. On our halftime show sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto. We wish you guys the best of luck. Keep representing yourselves, your team, and our school, the community like you have. And have a great season.
Thanks. See you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Well, we are wrapping up that halftime interview, and we're ready to rock and roll here to the start of the second half. And we'll get into kind of the numbers here as we start the second half, Joe, as far as the scoring goes. And Brody Thornton here, Isaac Ellison will trigger it in. It will be Menomonie's basketball here to start this second half. And Ellison will send her in. Same starters, Rue, Ellison, Johnson, Robert, and Thornton on the floor here for the Mustangs. Trailing by 13. Nice entry into Ellison. Hoop and the harm. That's his second hoop and harm tonight. He wasn't able to convert on that last one in the first half. Let's hope he can this one. Joe, we got the Mike Sell Insurance replay.
Yeah, what a great way to start the half. A nice entry pass from the top of the key. Good body control by Isaac Ellison. And here we go to the Bills distributing free throw line.
Yeah, another miss there from the free throw line for the Mustangs. They'll transition Will Hudson right off of that, and matching it on the other end is Swavely. He's got 11 now. And Hudson, boy, they after a miss, Joe, it's just amazing how quick they can get up the floor into their offense off a miss here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, off the misses, off the turnovers. Anytime they get the ball in transition, they transition to that fast break awfully quick.
Ellison up top. He'll hand off Thornton, catch and shoot, or I should say stop and shoot three, and comes up a little empty on that one. Trying to get to the bucket there. Layup no good, Swavely.
Oh,
Good
Mustangs
defense,
have numbers.
Johnson.
5 on 4.
Robert going to get to the bucket. Jumper, baseline, too much. And look at that, right off the miss here up ahead. Overlaying it with Swavely. Had an easy bucket there. Too much on it.
Swavely went down on the previous defensive possession, so the Mustangs had a nice fast break opportunity. But then he was already out of the play, so he said, I'll just hang out here. And sure enough, they hit him on the fast break. Fortunate for the Mustangs, he missed the shot.
Thornton logjam three, yes. Mustangs within 10. All far side with it, Jamison. He had Jamison had 8 in that first half. Near side, open three, way short there. And Hudson gets the rebound. Second chance opportunity missed by Grotehouse. We run down those numbers here. Menomonie, 5 for Thornton in the first, 8 for Ellison, 2 for Nelson, 4 for Robert. Turnover there, Menomonie. They had 7 turnovers in that first half, did Menomonie. That's their first here in the second half. For the Hudson Raiders, 9 for Swavely, 8 for Jamison, 6 for Lazard. Matazinski had 13, and Hudson just 3 turnovers in that first half.
I don't know how many turnovers the Mustangs had in the first 2 games, but enough to be concerned and enough to know that against a team like this, that's just not going to get it done. And that's kind of what we're seeing here tonight. And Hudson's a really good team. I mean, this isn't that the Menomonie's playing bad, but some of these turnover flaws, they get exploited when you face a team of this caliber.
Matazinski with that 3. He's up to 16 now. Underneath, Ellison gets the ball knocked away, and that's going to stay to Menomonie.
Guys are playing hard both ways.
The only out-of-town scoreboard we have right now, Old Abe's up 27-14 over New Richmond here. 8 minutes left in the first half. That one got started a little later due to a doubleheader there. Girls and boys varsity playing same night, same place.
I like those. I kind of wish we were doing that. Our girls are in Hudson right now. We'll have to check out that Hudson broadcasting stream, give a scoring update there as well.
Underneath, Johnson too much on the layup. Hudson will grab the miss. We're going to push it up top. Nice find underneath and a reverse layup. Too much, though, by Grotehouse. Swavely found him. Rue, he's got a little 2-on-1, turns it over.
That's a couple turnovers now for Rue in the last couple minutes. And
another end here, Matazinski. And the lead up to the largest of the game here for Hudson, make it 15.
Girls basketball score, Chad, at halftime it was tied 22-22, Menomonie against Hudson. So got a good one going over there in girls basketball just down the interstate to our west.
In the corner, Ellison looking for Robert underneath, not there. Swung over with Thornton. Thornton looking for a screen. He's trying to call one to Ellison. There it is, and this pass going to be knocked away on the roll. Another turnover, Mustangs. Transitioning the other way and getting the bucket is Jamison. He's got 10 now.
Like the idea of the high screen between Ellison and Thornton, and I think Ellison was open on the roll. Brody just telegraphed it too much. Oh, good step through there by Brady Johnson.
Good job to break that press. Rue's going to take a step back 3. Yes! Mustangs needed that. Rue his first points here tonight.
I was just thinking the same thing. They needed a basket, and Jake Rue gave it to him. They're still in there. Just got to get some stops now.
That margin just moments ago at 17 has been the biggest of the game here for the Mustangs. Kick out, open three, corner, Swavely, nope. Nice job to battle the rebound there. It was Matazinski, and his putback no good, but he will head to the charity stripe.
As long as we have a second, let's take a Mike Sill Insurance replay look at that Jake Rue three-pointer. Just kind of pulled up, defender backed off, and Jake made him pay.
Jace Matazinski having a heck of a game here tonight, the 6'2 junior. That three-pointer, I should say free throw up and down.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Check in here for the Mustangs.
Mustangs have not shot well from the free throw line. They haven't shot many, but the ones they have, they really haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, 0 for 1 in the first half, 0 for 1 in the second half. The Mustangs, the only 2 free throws they've shot in this game have been three-point play attempts from Ellison. This one, the second one, Matazinski.
Yeah, when you don't get there much, you really got to make them when you do.
Now we're going to have a timeout. Head coach Van Grunsman for Menomonie. We'll do the same on the floor. Be back in 30 seconds. Mustangs TV.
For a team approach to managing your finances with over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Out of the Mustangs timeout, Thornton will take the inbound. Coming up here on Mustangs TV next week will be a busy week. Here we'll have hockey Tuesday and Thursday. It'll be North Tuesday, Somerset Thursday, and then Friday we'll have boys basketball. Catch and shoot three, Thornton from distance, no good. Long rebound around Hudson in that near side corner.
Hudson was almost in a little bit of a matchup zone that time, and nice little chess move there by Coach Brent Larson. Timeout, I'm sure Coach Van Grunsven had a play set up and change up the defense a little bit, and that kind of foils the play.
Driving down the lane, step back jumper in the lane. Wow, got that to go to Buckley. That's a tough shot, Buchler, excuse me. That was good defense, just better offense. Robert going to cross the timeline, then he boots it away. Turnover Mustangs. Up ahead, transition.
Oh, wow.
Blocked there by Robert. Wow, look at the elevation.
I think that might have been goaltending.
And I got away with one there, did Robert, but no call.
See if I got that replay. I clicked it a little bit late. Mike Sill Insurance. Yeah, here it is. Mike Sill Insurance replay. Yeah, that ball was on the glass, but you know, as an official, when not much of the game is played up above the rim, you're not used to looking up there. I've done that before, officiating a CBA type of thing, and it's a whole different game when you have to watch above the rim.
Yeah, officials at the high school level, they don't call goaltending very often. You're right there, Joe. No question about it.
Trevor Robert was up. Wow.
Second free throw, that one is down for Jamison, so 1 of 2 on his trip. Up ahead here, Nelson lost the basketball, and that's going to be a turnover there. I think he wanted a little contact there, didn't get the call.
And Isaac dribbles well for a big guy, but going left, that's not an easy deal there. And there was a little contact.
Losing the basketball is Thornton, and luckily it's going to be a tie-up, but it'll still be a turnover as the arrow points to Hudson.
Yeah, these turnovers just killing the Mustangs. And Hudson's forcing them, though. It's not that Menomonie's not trying hard or anything like that. Hudson is really playing some tough defense, really upping the tempo.
Into the lane, jumper trying to get around to some defenders there is Buechler, and he gets another one to drop. Playing amongst the trees, Buechler at 5'11", able to get it in the bucket.
Yeah, beautiful use of the left hand. He's not left-handed, is he?
He looked like it on that last shot. This time it's going to stay to Menomonie. Good defense there in the backcourt by Dumond, and with his Hudson team, lot of pressure here defensively. We heard about it from Greg Van Grunsman. That's they play hard on defense. They're up and down. They'll jump and double team. You have to take care of the ball against this Hudson squad. And we talked about it. I mean, and I think that's going to be a technical foul on Isaac Ellison.
Yeah, I was afraid that was coming. We saw it in the football season. He had a couple penalties for losing his cool, and here we are in basketball seeing the same thing.
And head coach Greg Van Grunsman's getting an explanation here from the official on the court. And so 2 in the free throw line here. Alex Healy will shoot the 2. And I mean, not only is that a bad deal here because you give 2 free throws to Hudson, but you just took the ball away from yourself as well.
Yeah.
You were inbounding the basketball.
Yeah. Hudson had all the momentum before that happened, but now it just gets even worse. Unfortunate. Looks like coach is going to leave him in, but I understand the frustration. I mean, these kids are playing so hard, and when you're playing against a team that's constantly in your shorts like this, it makes it tough, and it's easy to get frustrated. But looks like
head coach Greg Van Grunsman and the official there having a conversation. It was civil. Didn't look like there was too much yelling between the two, but there's some explanation here at the table as well. I think it was about because that was coming out of that jump ball.
Okay.
So what does the possession stay to Menomonie? And it appears it does, which is I don't know the official ruling, but they still have it pointed to Menomonie here.
Well, maybe because
they never actually took the possession.
The ball never got inbounded.
Yeah, so that's that's that'd be like ask the official what do you do in this situation, and that's I think they were the table was asking, do we switch it here? And it's a good thing they did.
And these officials do a really good job. That's Darryl Priest down there. You know, he's one of the better officials in the area. It's not that they're bad officials at all. It's just, you know, they're calling a style of game. They're calling it consistent. I certainly wouldn't say they're favoring one team, but I would say the way they're calling it definitely is advantageous for Hudson. And no matter who's officiating, I think the Mustangs would be a little frustrated right now. Yeah, I mean, look at all that contact there. I mean, it's going to get out of hand. That was an offensive foul in retaliation. They didn't call that one either.
Underneath there.
They're losing control.
Robert.
Losing control of this thing, guys.
Ellison will hand off to Nielsen. Nielsen baseline. He kind of loses his dribble and then a turnover. That's going to be 17 on Menomonie in the turnover department, and we're going to have a foul out top here. And are they going to get on that one? I think they got Robert on that one, and we might have a timeout here.
Yeah, good time for a timeout.
So we will do it as well. 51-29. Hudson leads Menomonie. 10-11 to go. We'll be back right after this on Mustangs TV.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
Well, back with you here, Mustangs TV timeout here. Greg Van Grunsman, and it's been all Hudson here in this second half. It was 34-21 Hudson at halftime. They've extended their lead here to 22 points. And head coach Greg Van Grunsman, a long conversation with one of the Stripes there in that timeout. And it looks like Joe, I mean, when I was watching that, it looked like, he's pointing to that far sideline there in the timeline where Isaac Ellison was teed up. And obviously he was not happy with the official's call on that. But he's getting his money's worth on that timeout.
I'll tell you what,
his displeasure voicing his displeasure to the Stripes.
But I'll tell you what, the officials just did a really good job of diffusing the situation. Coach did spend a lot of time talking to the officials, so when he got to the huddle, the Mustangs were late coming back on the floor. If the officials wanted to antagonize him, they could have inbounded the ball to Hudson for an easy basket. Instead, they just decided to diffuse it, wait for Menomonie to get out there, and I think that was very well done. Everyone cares a lot, and that's the great thing about this. Everyone's just trying to do their best.
Baseline drive, double team. Kick out there is Camley, and long three missed. I'm going to give it right back here to Menomonie.
Are there flopping warnings in high school right now?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. What a reverse layup there by Robert. He's got 6 now. Yeah, I know obviously college does have that call, Joe, and you see it doing stout games a few times here and there. I've seen those, but at the high school level, I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
I didn't think so either, and if there was, I think Brody Thornton would have got one on that last defensive possession. But the funny thing was at River Falls Tuesday during the JV game, a flopping call was issued, or a flopping warning was issued. Hey, let's take a look at that Trevor Robert Mikesell Insurance replay here. Inbounded, high to low from Ellison to Robert, and then, up and under. Acrobatic basket. Thank you, Mikesell Insurance, for the replays.
Nielsen committed that last foul. Free throws here for Healy. First one up and down. He's perfect 3 for 3 right now. Second one on its way. That drops in as well. Healy's got 4 points, all from that charity stripe here for Hudson.
Kind of interesting. 9 minutes to go. Hudson up 22. Still full court, man-to-man pressure.
Now we haven't seen Lazard a whole lot here recently, and there's going to be a foul out top. It's just the second foul here on Hudson. Ellison will trigger it in near the timeline. To Thornton. Into the front court is Thornton. Little screen and roll over to Robert. Back to Thornton. And underneath that pass, kind of misdirected. I didn't know really who that was for. Nielsen was cutting, but he didn't think it was for him. It was kind of too far in front of him. Just kind of a misdirection look there. And pass array, turnover. So Hudson now with a very comfortable lead. Drop it off, 3 from Kamke, no good. Long rebound to Hudson, and there goes to the bucket, and they're going to have an offensive foul, so do wave that one off.
Wow.
And Amanda Zinski going to be whistled for it, and that's a benefit their Mustangs. I don't think head coach Brett Larson liked that one. He's going to look for an explanation from the Stripes right in front of him.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that one either, but nice job by Brody Thornton. Again, all these kids are playing, both sides, playing so hard. Fun to watch.
Adazinski's going to take a rest there. He has got 19 on the game. And
nice pass.
Nelson, what a job. Wow.
Isaac Ellison looked like a quarterback. Usually he's the receiver. When you have Tyler Nelson going deep, wow, that was well done.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a little too far.
I did too.
Just put on the afterburners just at the end, just to get that one. And what a great finish, too, when you're that fast. And then he has to slow down and shoot. That was great body control by Nelson.
Yeah, when it left Ellison's hand, I thought that thing is going out of bounds. But Tyler Nelson, just so athletic.
Thornton, he's going to push off, get away with it. Hand off to Nelson. Nelson, tough fadeaway jumper, comes up short. And Swavely is going to push it here off that miss.
A little fatigue starting to show for the Mustangs.
That's a tough shot there from Kamke, and he gets it to drop in off the glass.
Yeah, and Hudson, they've gone 5 deep on their bench, and with the injuries, Coach Van Grunsven from Menomonie has really only been able to go about 7 deep. It's starting to really show now.
Entry underneath, going to be another turnover. It's been sloppy here, second half especially now. Mustangs with 10 turnovers. And then Hudson gives it right back, and Roberts fouled. Jamison will come in here for Hudson. Mustangs looking to run a set play for Thornton in the corner. He won't have the 3, but on the drive he will draw the foul. And they're going to get Swavely with that foul. That's his second, team's 5th. Robert underneath on the inbound play, worked beautifully, and Robert gets another layup, his 8th point here tonight.
Very nice inbound play. We'll have to take a look at that one at the next break on the Mike's All Insurance replay.
We haven't had a lot of Bills distributing free throws here tonight for the Mustangs.
We haven't.
Just 2 free throws here. Mustangs have not been able to get to that charity stripe much in this first half, or this entire game, I should say.
Really not many logjam 3-pointers either. Hudson's playing really good perimeter defense. Let's go ahead and take a look at that inbounds play. Isaac Ellison inbounding the ball. Trevor Robert came right around. Good screen from his teammate and put it in.
And Nielsen whistled for that last one on Lazard.
That is interesting noticing this year. Last year, Isaac Ellison never took the ball inbounds. He was usually the recipient of the inbound. They'd run a lot of that 4 across and throw that lob up over everyone's head for Isaac to go get. This year, he's taking the ball out.
Hudson will inbound far side, and I think he step? He must have stepped over the timeline or stepped over into. He did something illegal there on the sideline.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure what he did.
I don't know what was called there.
But
he might have bounced the ball.
Turnover. Yeah, maybe he bounced it out of bounds. I'm not sure there, but it will give it back to the Mustangs here.
You also get 1 step. But usually if they take more than a step, they issue a traveling violation.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Ellison, a jumper in the lane. He's now got 12 on the night.
Mustangs not giving up. You got to like their determination here.
Ellison knocks it out of Lazard's hands, but it will stay to Hudson. 5:52 remains. Comfortable 18-point lead here for Hudson, and we are going to have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back on Mustangs TV.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Back with you here on the court. Mustangs trail by 18 here to Hudson. BRC Conference home opener here for the Mustangs. They already got 1 conference win under their belt here against River Falls earlier this week. And Hudson had a nice win earlier this week against North. They clobbered them pretty well, 82-69, and right now they're looking like they might have another double-digit victory here unless the Mustangs do something in the next 5.5 minutes.
Looks like Hudson's going to be content to run some offense.
Nielsen going to be whistled for another foul there. Playing aggressive, and good job there by the offensive player Jamison to come to that basketball that really drew the foul. And Jamison will head to the line here for that 1-and-1.
That was one of those, Chad. I don't think the official was going to call a foul until the offensive player went down and the contact led to an advantage.
Yep, I think you're right there. Olette checks in here for Hudson. 1-and-1, heel miss there from Jamison. Mustangs rebound. And Nelson now with the basketball. Over to Nielsen in between the circles. He'll use the dribble, the screen, nowhere to go. Picks it up, out top Nelson. Pops a three, top of the key. Yes, the log jam three here from Tyler Nelson. And he has got 7 here tonight.
Nice ball movement there. Isaac Nielsen setting it up. Tyler Nelson catching the ball, ready to shoot.
On the wing with it, Swavely. He's had a nice game. He's had 11 here tonight. Most of those in the first half, 9 of them. And Hudson, just like you said on that last possession, Joe, they're in no hurry here to score. They're just running offense. You know, they're trying to use as much of that clock as possible. And Nielsen's going to be whistled for another foul. And I think that's going to be number 4, and also going to send to the free throw line here Jamison once again.
Jamison with a pretty quick step there, just able to get past Isaac Nielsen enough. Another missed free throw.
Yeah, another one. 2 front ends there from Jamison. Mustangs, let's see if they can capitalize the other end. Nielsen baseline. Nice defense there by Jamison. Kick out Nelson. Handoff Thornton. Thornton trying to get around the defender. Can't. Underneath Ellison. Ellison drop step. He'll get to the bucket. Lay in.
Great body control there by Isaac Ellison. Not many big guys can do that. Kind of contorts his body up in the air to give himself an angle at that backboard.
Mustangs down within 13. They were down by 22, I think, is the most in this game, but they've nearly cut that in half.
Yeah, after the technical foul on Ellison, it looked like things really could go south, but Coach Van Grunsman did a good job getting things back together for these guys, using his timeouts, and no more timeouts left, but I'll tell you, it was well used.
And a layup in transition off that turnover by Tyler Nelson, and don't go away yet, folks. Mustangs trail by 11. We'll be back on Mustangs TV.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs! Back with you here on the floor, and the Mustangs have cut that big 22-point lead for Hudson down to 11. We have ourselves a little bit of a ball game here, 3:15 to go. Mustangs, they get a stop and a score. They're within single digits. It's been a while since they were within that much, and there's a foul here on Ellison. Off the ball foul. They're going to say running over Lazard, so Lazard will be shooting. 1-and-1. And that's going to be 4 now on Ellison as well. Nielsen and Ellison now both with 4 fouls. So Isaac and Isaac call them the law firm, Isaac and Isaac, with 4 fouls. Lazard drops that first one in.
You know, Isaac Ellison only had 3 fouls, but on the technical, I think that also gets assessed as a personal foul. So that's where the extra foul came in. A little bit stiffer penalty than it was back in the day.
Second free throw missed now by Lazard, and the Mustangs, I mean, boy, Hudson's definitely not putting this game away at the free throw line. They missed 2 front ends and now 1 of 2 in that last trip. Jumper Thornton off the mark on the other end. Getting around the defender. Oh, what a finish there by Swavely. He's got 13, and well, that's good guard play there against some good defenders there for Menomonie. Nelson on the wing. Trying to hit Robert behind, but just saw it a little too late. Nielsen now with the Ellison top of the key. 2.5 left. Ellison will put it on the deck, guarded by Lazard. Out top, Nelson. And nice, good, hard play defense there as Matazinski diving to get that ball. And it's like he came up a little tender there holding his hip, but he'll be okay.
A little hip pointer on the gym floor. That doesn't feel too good. He doesn't have much padding down there, it doesn't look like.
Entry into Robert and too much. Turnover, Mustangs. That was great defense there by Matazinski. He was fronting and then went to the side and just kind of played Robert kind of down and away and made the pass difficult for Ellison. That led to the turnover. Now, the one thing Mustangs really struggled here tonight is turnovers unofficially right now. They are at 20 on the game. 13 of those in the second half.
I think you're going to see Hudson do that to a lot of teams this year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Very good defense.
Now we're going to have a reach-in foul here by Menomonie, and that will send a Jamison to the free throw line, and I think that's going to be 2 the rest of the way. It will be, as we'll have some subs set to check in here for the Mustangs with 1:40 left.
Looks like Coach Van Grunsven's going to let the swing players get in there for a little varsity action. Max Branch, Blake Behrens, Ian Kitzner, Isaac Ellison, Brody Thornton, Trevor Robert checking out. I love how these coaches do those swing players. You know, they spend most of their time playing JV basketball, which is probably, you know, where they should be. But it also, you know, gets them in practicing with the varsity more and, you know, getting their feet wet so that when time comes, you have a little more varsity experience.
Yeah, we got a whole slew of new players in here for Hudson. We'll get one of them, Gruning, is into the ball game here. Also Vanderbark. We'll try to get some of those others here as we continue play here. Underneath, Branch with it. Now Behrens. We'll get the ball knocked away and Stolden. Also see Lazard, Tyler Lazard's younger brother, the sophomore, into the game here for Hudson. Stay tuned for our TMS Tire and Auto post-game show here. We'll wrap up tonight's ball game, go over final numbers. We'll bring you the upcoming schedule here on Mustangs TV. Games we'll be covering next week will be a busy one. And then we have the holidays, and then we get right back into I always call it the meat grinder of winter sports, Joe. It's that January, February, game after game after game. And into the bucket there was Vanderbark, who couldn't make the layup. Under a minute to go, Mustangs trail by 16 with the basketball. Nielsen far side with it. To the free throw line, handoff Branch. Underneath, Kistner with it, under 30. Out top, Nielsen, catch, shoot 3, way too much. And rebound gonna go here to Hudson. Hudson can run the clock out, and I'm guessing they will, so our final most likely here is gonna be 62-44. Hudson will move on with the victory. Hudson will improve to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the Big Rivers. Menomonie will drop to 2-1 overall. and 1-1 in Big Rivers Conference action. Stay tuned for our postgame show sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV.
For a team approach to managing your finances with over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs! Back with you here on the TMS Tire and Auto post-game show. We'll wrap up this victory for the Hudson Raiders. Again, your final 62-44. Menomonie, or I should say Hudson defeats Menomonie here tonight. Again, the win will improve the Hudson Raiders 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the BRC. Menomonie will drop to 2-1 overall and 1-1 in BRC play. We got an out-of-town scoreboard here. We have a final here on this same matchup on the girls' side. Very close game there. Hudson just escaped with a win over Menomonie on the girls' side, 46-45. In boys' action, the only other score we have right now is Old Abe's 53, New Richmond 39. That's with 11.5 left in the second half in that one. Let's run down the numbers of tonight's ball game here. Let's start with the Hudson Raiders. 13 for Swavely, 13 as well for Jamison, 4 for Healy, 4 for Buchler, 7 for Lazard, and 19 for Madazinski. Had a great game here tonight for the Hudson Raiders. Raiders committed 7 turnovers from the free throw line as a team. They were 11 of 17. Now for the Menomonie Mustangs, Thornton with 8, 14 for Ellison, 8 for Nelson, and 8 for Robert. Mustangs committed 21 turnovers here tonight, and for the free throw line, they were 0 of 2, so they did not go to that Bills distributing free throw line hardly at all here tonight against Hudson. Let's talk about the upcoming schedule here for both teams here, and then also the upcoming schedule for Mustangs TV. Let's start with Hudson here. They will they'll be at home tomorrow against McHenry, Illinois, and then their next game will be at Chippewa Falls December 20th. For the Menomonie Mustang boys squad, they will travel to La Crosse Central next Tuesday, and then they'll be at home next Friday, December 20th, and we will have that game on Mustangs TV. So let's run around our Mustangs TV broadcast schedule here for next week. Next Tuesday, we will have hockey on Mustangs TV, and that will be against Eau Claire North. I'll be on the call for that one. Thursday, December 19th, we'll have Mustang hockey as well against Somerset. Joe will be on the call for that one. And then Menomonie Mustangs against Rice Lake next week on the 20th. That'll be boys matchup here on the floor here, same vantage point as we're doing here this evening. I'd like to thank everyone that made the broadcast possible. Greg Van Grunsven, head coach for the Mustangs, joining us here in the pregame show. Our cameraman here tonight, Eric Zadowski. Our color analyst here, Joe Zadowski. And then I'd like to thank the hockey players that joined us at halftime, the senior captains, Rex Strout, Owen Welch, and Hayden Ware. I'm Chad Zutter signing off. You've been watching high school sports on Mustangs TV.